Welcome back to Laugh to Keep from Crying. You're listening to C. Janae After Dark. And remember, I'm doing this to heal, never to hurt. If you haven't listened to episode 1, pause this and go do that. Because baby, none of this is going to make sense without the beginning. Instability has a way of shaping you. So today, let's talk about it. Being at her grandma's house wasn't bad. Honestly, it was the first time in a long time that I felt safe-ish. She actually had foster kids there. I didn't even realize that at first. I thought they were cousins or something, but nope, foster kids. One of them was around my daughter's age. The others were older. She ran a tight ship. My days were pretty simple. Me and my baby girl wake up, try to keep the room as neat as possible. Because listen, when somebody opens their home to you, you don't give them no reason to regret it. Her grandma was kind, quiet, observant, strict, but kind. And my friend, she had her own life, her job, her boyfriend. So eventually, she just leave and trust that me and baby girl were straight. Her grandma would look at me and say things like, "What's mine is yours." But I still didn't want to overstep. Sometimes she cooked breakfast, oatmeal, eggs, little simple things that felt like comfort. And the foster kids would play while we sat in the living room watching TV. And I'd be quietly panicking inside about what to do next. Because even in my lowest moments, I knew I had to get back on my feet. I needed a job. I needed a phone. I needed to stop depending on everybody else. But at this point in my life, I was still in a relationship. I know, the math ain't mathin', but that's just where I was mentally back then. So on days he was free, I'd go over his house just to breathe, just to not feel like I was tiptoeing in someone else's home. My routine became find someone to watch baby girl, walk to places, fill out paper applications, come back home stressed out because I didn't know what else to do. And the house phone? Whew. My friend would literally pick it up mid-conversation and say, "I need to use the phone." Even though she had a cell phone. And I don't know, maybe it died. Maybe she really needed the line. But after a while, it felt intentional. It felt like a reminder that I was dependent on somebody else, and depending on people means that they can shut you out whenever they feel like it. Eventually, I dragged myself to get my benefits turned back on. Sat there all day, literally all day. They gave me food stamps and for the first and only time, cash assistance because I wasn't working. And that's how I finally got a phone again. But living with somebody else or living somewhere that isn't yours, it does something to you. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And one day, it did. My friend sat down and said, "We need to talk." My stomach dropped instantly. She said, "So, you can't stay here anymore." My grandmom said she can get in trouble because she's a foster mom and she's not supposed to have extra kids in the home. And I straight up said, "I'm not a criminal. Why can't she just do a background check?" But she just shrugged and repeated, "We have to leave." And I'm sitting there like, was this not the rule 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or any of the days we already been living here? My mind went spinning. Did her grandma not want me there? Did she not want me there? Was I overstaying? Was she tired of me? Because reality is, she had options. She could have gone back to her mom's. She could stay at her grandmom's. She could even go to her longtime boyfriend's. And really, she even had the option to get her own place. She didn't have to leave. I was the one who had to go. But she used that moment to push forward something she wanted to, get in her own place with him. And I didn't see that at the time. But now looking back, yeah, the pieces click. My daughter was still a baby, crawling around, clueless, and we were about to be out. Put out again. I had gone from my aunt's to the street to couch surfing to my boyfriend sometimes, to her mom's house, to her grandmom's house, and now nowhere. It was suffocating. She said, we might have somewhere else to go. And I'm thinking, no, you have somewhere to go. I'm the one with nowhere. Everywhere I landed, I was the guest, the extra, the burden. And what happens next is even crazier. Thank you for listening, because sometimes I laugh to keep from crying. I'll catch you in the next episode.